Continues to unravel. New details are emerging on how Sam Bankman-Fried's management style precipitated the company's collapse. Kate Rooney, right here on set with more. What a story this is, Kate.
Kelly, I know it's been wild to follow, but we have been talking to about half a dozen people who worked closely with Bankman-Fried. They paint a very different picture than what a lot of people saw, saying that the FTX founder was not the easygoing CEO he portrays himself as publicly. That more laid-back persona has been on display on recent media appearances where he denied committing fraud and says he was unaware of a commingling of funds between FTX and Alameda. But people who worked with him describe a pattern of ignoring the advice of his top executives. Some employees say they felt intimidated into not speaking up, and Bankman-Fried focused on expensive partnerships despite some telling CNBC that they begged him to pull back. While FTX insiders say some of the top brass questioned his decisions, he surrounded himself with a crew of what they called yes men and women. Two sources used the word insular to describe it, and one former top executive pointed to instances where Sam Bankman-Fried would chew out employees who disagreed with him in a way that deterred others from speaking up. We did get a comment from Bankman-Fried. He says he disagrees with the categorization of his leadership style. But Kelly, whether or not Sam was in total control of FTX's company here and the operations is really going to be key in the bankruptcy and these criminal investigations going forward.
How quickly is that going to happen? Because so many people ask the question constantly, people in the crypto world especially, who get burned, why isn't he behind bars? Well, how long might this process all take?
It could take years. If you look at Elizabeth Holmes and Theranos as a recent example, the DOJ is now investigating what's going on here. So it will happen with this bankruptcy proceeding we're seeing in Delaware, but it's not going to happen right away. They need to gather evidence.
Meanwhile, what about the Taylor Swift connection? Did she dodge a bullet here?
She appears to have dodged a bullet. So FTX and Taylor Swift, I'm told from three sources who were close to that deal, they were almost over the finish line on what was supposed to be a $100 million sponsorship.
Wow.
So they pulled. It didn't end up happening, but this was painted as an example from multiple sources and those that were close to the deal who said it fits into a fact pattern of Sam Bankman-Fried saying, I'm going to steamroll this. I'm going for this deal, regardless of what you say. Some said that the company couldn't afford to do it. They weren't sure what they were getting here other than potential NFTs that they were launching. And it was an example of people say they begged him not to do it. Didn't end up happening, so Swift may have dodged something here.
Did she get cold feet? Do we know why it didn't cross the finish line?
A source told me that FTX was actually the one that pulled out. They described it as walking away at the altar.
Wow. And perhaps the best of such type of occurrence that could have happened for her. Had no idea, Kate. Thank you so much, Kate Rooney. We appreciate it.